I'm excited to extend to you a most heartfelt welcome to the very first class of Streamer University. I know there's a lot of crazy things going on, but y'all gotta understand, bro. No matter which way I try to make sure things is good, I always get the bad end of the stick. Like I'm never doing this again. I'm never doing this again. No, man.
Content houses have always been a staple of the online sphere, nearly since the dawn of content itself. You get some boys, they make videos together, they're friends. Why not all live in a house together? Now, when you think of content houses, I'm sure many things come to mind. The Sidemen when they had a content house, FaZe Clan, and who could forget the amazing and wonderful Team 10 run by Jake Paul. You also had TikTok content houses as well, like for example, the Hype House. But now we've got, finally, a new spin on the content house genre, run none other by Kaisenat. But it's not usual content house. It's not people coming together to make hilarious laugh out loud TikToks where they dance around the room. No, this is a streamer university. I'll be honest, I can't think of Kaisenat without thinking of a very specific TikTok where someone doing a Hagrid impression is calling an AI Hermione because he says Kaisenat.
Is it true that you were shooting your cat in the Forbidden Forest for Kaisenat?
It's true. I know I shouldn't have done it, but I just needed a better book for a herbology project.
What?
I like the fact how the actor who played Hagrid, Robbie Coltrane, who was amazingly talented, actually passed away a few years ago. Rest in peace. But to Zoomers, he'll be known as the guy with the funny impression that goes, "Oi, Dumbledore! I watched Kaisenat with my gat out, Dumbledore. Come round the back of my cottage. I'll teach you some dark arts, Severus." Now, if you haven't heard about the streamer university that Kaisenat is running, that's a good thing. Thank God. Why are you here? Go watch something else. Now, this was a project that was announced all the way back in February. Following this, Kai also released a series, for some reason, of Harry Potter themed videos.
I'm excited to extend to you a most heartfelt welcome to the very first class of Streamer University.
As of a couple of days ago of recording, the professors and the students have been announced. Everything has been set to go, but of course, what streamer can go 5 minutes without a little bit of juicy drama? It's almost inevitable with these kinds of things. Like whenever you're bringing a big amount of creators together, there is always going to be some kind of fallout, especially as well when people from the beginning were trying to compete to get in. Like, I don't think I need to explain how big Kaisenat's reach is. I remember one point where he was doing like a meet and greet in New York, I think giving away some PS5s, and you've seen the footage. You've seen people chasing him up the street, even though he's in like a private car trying to drive away. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if someone probably dropped out of school just for a chance to get into the streamer university. Could you imagine just having that conversation with your parents? No. Mommy, you don't get it. You don't get it. I know all I do is use your credit card to buy V-Bucks off the item store, but I could drop out of college and be in this streamer's hype house. So the Kaisenat Streamer University is what the name implies. It's a university for streamers. And essentially, the entire point of the project is to get a bunch of people together who want to be streamers and teach them how to be better. And they have such great classes listed below as music production, business management, and sex education. What? Could you imagine you actually finished this course and you just got a certificate that says #1 clip farmer? Now, the one thing that is pretty cool about the Streamer University is if you manage to get in, it is an inclusive, all paid for trip. So that's probably, which I'm assuming, flights, accommodation, meals, all that kind of stuff. And this will all be covered by Kai, because at the end of the day, Kai is making content out of you. And Kai has actually gone on record to say himself that he's not actually teaching people how to stream, but purposely giving them a platform to kind of help grow and network them.
You're not learning how to stream. I'm not teaching you how to stream. I can't have all these classes of this. How do I look doing that?
So this is a weekend-long trip, and basically Kai has rented out an entire campus for streaming. Now, I've seen some people say that a weekend is too short for something of this caliber, but again, the guy is not teaching people how to stream. He said that himself. He probably just wants you to go in there and clip farm. Now, I do want to give Kai some credit here. Planning this entire project must have hurt his bank account for at least 4 hours, because this is an all-paid-for trip for 18 professors and 120 students. On top of that as well, renting out an entire college campus. Now, to say that the Streamer University got a lot of applicants is a bit of an understatement. I genuinely can't tell if this was botted or it was actual people applying just to try to escape school for 2 days, but they had over 1 million applicants in 15 minutes. When it rolled over to an hour, they had over 7 million applicants, which I assume was probably the same 12 people filing in their applications again. And of course, because all of these applicants, the site went down. The site always goes down. And also as well, for some reason, reason, my For You page, which is set obviously to the UK, it was filled with British people that were basically prank calling applicants and telling them that they got in.
So I just wanted to call you today because we've seen your application on Kaisenat Streaming University, and I wanted to be the first one to let you know that you've actually just been accepted.
I'm gonna call my boss right now, tell him to fuck off. Wow, I don't know what to say. Thank you so much.
This also was unsurprisingly posted on the Sad Cringe subreddit, and the top comment is basically saying that the form was leaked, everyone had their details exposed, that's how the numbers were available to prank callers, and then someone said that they should have a class action lawsuit for the data leak. Someone else said it'll be the most money any of them make from Streamer University. I noticed as well that the majority of the prank callers were all British. I'm guessing this is us getting our revenge like 200 years later. Apart from the prank calls as well, people were receiving fake emails because their details got leaked, basically lying to them, saying that they got a place in the Streamer University, only to follow up 4 days later saying, well, this.
Bro, I got this email 4 fucking days ago. I thought this shit was real. And now this morning, the same person that sent that fake email sent me this. Are you serious, bro?
Now, one thing Kai was pretty adamant about on stream is if you were an OF creator, you were not allowed to join. Holy based.
Tell me why there are only bitches applying. I had to search that up. I had to search up, can you live stream on OnlyFans? Why do you think you live streaming on OnlyFans is going to make you come into Streamer University?
I mean, it makes complete sense as well, because if they were making the content that they made on OF on Twitch, that would be the fastest ban in recorded history. And then it'd probably only be a 24-hour ban as well. Although, to be fair, the website does say it has a sex education module, so I'm not sure how that's being run. Now, all of this news and all of this gossip reached a TikTok account with 3 million followers called Bop House. And they responded to Kai, basically saying that they'll make their own version of Streamer University called Bop University.
As you guys know, the infamous 5'2" streamer by the name of Kaisenat is not allowing bops into the university. So me and the team have made an executive decision to start Bop University.
Also, I'm not sure what house they're filming in, but it looks like a mix between the Team 10 house and also the Rice Gum house that he used to have in LA. So I don't know if there's some deeper lore there. Now, there's definitely been some questionable additions to the Streamer University, a lot of them catching the eyes of the internet. For example, the first professor that would be teaching a class to be announced was actually a rapper and a streamer, DDG. Now, DDG has been under fire himself for doing, guess what he did? He's a streamer. He did a crypto rug pull.
Yo, what's going on, man? It's DDG, and I'm joining the crypto world. We're about to make the trenches great again, man. Be on standby for the drop.
Again, join the queue. Join the queue. He also got a restraining order against him from his ex-partner, Halle Bailey, who's alleging that he was being emotionally and physically abusive towards her. Now, Kai has came out himself and said that he is aware of the allegations, but he wants to wait until there's like, you know, both sides of the story have came out, despite the fact that the courts have actually granted the restraining order.
I know there's a lot of crazy things going on, but y'all got to understand, bro. There is 2 sides of a story that's going on right now, and I am in the middle to where I have to be able to just see things play out. It is none of my... You feel what I'm saying, chat?
And I like the clip where Kai is trying to defend DDG. He has to like stop himself for a minute to thank someone for the gifted subs.
Me personally, bro, I want to wait. DDG, that's what a 50 gift. Appreciate it, DDG.
There were some other controversies as well with Kai's picks. I say Kai, but a couple of times throughout the stream, he announces a name. Chat tells him that this person is bad, and then he has to actually search up the name to confirm it. So I'm hoping that there are like, you know, some kind of background checks being performed here, not just chat, you know, basically being jealous and then telling Kai, no, don't let this person in, but you should let me in. And then Twitter did what Twitter does, and they started to complain. They complained about apparently a lack of white people entering the Streamer University, and then they basically just started lying outright, saying that no white people got accepted, even though this actually isn't true. Now, remember when I said earlier that Kai made a very strict rule that if you're an OF creator, you cannot join? Well, unfortunately, one of the professors, India Love, actually runs an OF account. And then one of the people in Kaisenat's streaming group called Zoe Spencer actually went on stream crying after she wasn't accepted, even though apparently the rest of Kai's streaming group was. Now, this caused a lot of disruption in the fan base and to all the unemployed, so Kai actually did have to talk about it. Basically, a lot of people were defending her, saying that they saw her as a valued member of the group, and they felt that Kai was basically strong-arming her into like downplaying her ability to be entertaining to kind of justify her not getting an invite. And Kai's excuse was basically, you're not getting in because one stream we did together, you gave me secondhand embarrassment.
It started here in Atlanta, September 24th. Drewski show. I never got to tell you how that shit made me feel because of who you are and how your humor and like how you are as a person. I dead ass for the first time felt secondhand embarrassed, like felt embarrassed.
But the real kicker for the fans and the applicants was actually the size of accepted students. The problem is a lot of the creators that were actually accepted into the streaming university already had a pretty sizable platform in the first place. And a lot of people felt hard done by, like he was trying to give back to the community or, you know, try to make one of his viewers famous. And then people started to point out as well that a lot of people that already got accepted were either mutuals of Kai or in similar circles as well. I hate the fact that we're actually going to be using the term Nepo baby streamer soon. That is horrible. That is a grim, dark thought there. Now, you're probably thinking that some of the people that got accepted had like a few hundred or a few thousand subscribers. I mean, there was one creator that got accepted called Light Skin Monte. And this is a guy on TikTok who has nearly 15 million followers. And that would basically put him in the top 1% of all creators on that platform. Now, to play devil's advocate here and to defend Kaisenat when he watches this clip on stream, which he definitely won't, it is wrong to advertise an opportunity for smaller creators and then kind of going against it by having already established and famous creators. But at the same time as well, if you think about all the money that Kai is sinking into the streamer university, he has to make some kind of profit back here. And one of the best ways to do that is to get already established faces, because imagine the clips. I can't wait for 50 crypto accounts to keep spamming uploads of like bad interactions at the streamer university. For comparison here, I remember a Minecraft event that was held a couple years ago called MCC, and they held a small creators version called MCC Rising, and they basically did similar stuff to what Kai's doing now. They included pretty much already established content creators so people would tune in the first place. And the problem is then people put a spin on it saying that, well, because you included already established people, you're just money hungry and a bit of an asshole. And since Kai announced who would be in and who wouldn't be, the drama has not stopped there. One streamer called Ray actually made an announcement saying that he was banned from the streamer university before it even started.
You can't go to school, like you expelled.
Oh, we got kicked?
Yeah, basically.
Damn.
But I do want to say, by the way, as a little disclaimer, I can't actually comment on the authenticity because no one is actually saying why. And then there was another streamer as well, Los Polos TV, who is most known for having the Rizzler on his stream.
You're real?
And then his dad, who is usually pretty outspoken, came onto stream saying it was a scam money grab, likening it to people who do comedy classes. Now, I know, I get it. His name is Los Polos Hermanos. Funny Breaking Bad Soy Jack point. Oh my God, he did the reference again. Though he did actually later apologize to Kai because Kai basically said he was heartbroken. And at one point, they actually even offered to teach a class.
Anyway, when he said he was heartbroken, it upset me because he thought it was real. Listen, he's only said nice things about me. I always liked this kid. Every time we spoke with him, he's cool. Because of what was said and the apology I just made, and again, I feel terrible. If you'd like us to come in and give a lecture or a seminar, the two of us will be there.
Though, looking from the professor list, it doesn't look like their offer has actually been taken up. And after all of this drama, Kai has basically announced that this is the first and definitely the last streamer university.
Like, I'm never doing this shit again. I'm never doing this fucking shit again. No, man. No matter which way I try to make sure thing is good, I always get the bad end of the stick. Bank statements. It's fucking ridiculous. Nobody's paying a dime to be in this shit.
He basically goes on to say that like money issues are a huge reason why he's not going to be able to do another one of these. And he also feels as well that no matter what choices he makes or who he lets in and who doesn't, people are still going to just criticize him anyway. But at the same time, if you're a creator that's that huge and your announcement for a streamer university has reached so many circles, it kind of just comes with the package. I'll be honest, I'm really looking forward to streamer university. Will I be watching it? Absolutely not. But don't you worry. If there's any spicy drama, I will be doing a slop on it.